2026. Yeah, make sure y'all give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if y'all enjoy the content. We'll have a donations link in the description box below. This will not resonate with everybody. All right, so the first card to read is the Ace of Pentacles reverse, Six of Wands, the Ace of Swords reverse, Five of Wands reverse, King of Cups. Sound like to me, some of you out there could be trusting your intuition that there's something very significant about there's a huge thing of supporters behind someone right here that you may not be aware of with the Six of Wands energy. You definitely have more support than hatred here with the Five of Wands reverse. These are also people that has they support you because they don't support a lie. Somebody's trying to confuse a lot of people to try to get in the way of your success, and it ain't working. The Star reverse, Aquarius energy. The World reverse, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio. Double on the Aquarius energy. The Magician reverse, Gemini, Virgo energy. Six of Cups reverse. So this is someone from your past trying to manipulate a situation. Six of Pentacles. Queen of Wands. Nine of Pentacles reverse. The Two of Pentacles reverse. The Ten of Swords. And the King of Swords. These individuals think that they got supporters when it comes to a disinformation campaign, but they really don't. Hold on, y'all, the cards are flying everywhere. Hold on. Wind's kind of kicking up out of here. Hold on. So there's something very significant about a situation involving a disinformation campaign. And there's individuals that think that they're getting somewhere with doing this situation, but they're not. This cycle has been manipulated for a long time. And this is what's coming out towards the end of this cycle. Ten of Swords. That means that somebody has been betrayed with nothing but misinformation. And there's someone that knows that this individual likes the attention, huh? They like to go and move through different individuals in order to betray somebody with this Ten of Swords energy. That ain't working all too well for them. With the Five of Wands reverse and the Five of Swords reverse. So both of these fives being in reverse is a confirmation of an end into a conflicting energy. An end into some type of negative conflicting energy. Because that's what this was called. This was meant to do that. To cause some type of conflict between a lot of people. If some of you could have felt disapproved by your own group of people, there's some non-racial stuff going on here, but yet it's like you could be the same race as these individuals, but yet they disapprove of you. It's because they pick up what's in your DNA. That's what it is. Because you don't fit a description on what's on the outer appearance. They're picking up on that spiritual DNA. Some of these individuals are able to detect that you're different than everybody else. You ever pay attention if you walk in a room and everybody just looks at you? You just got an energy to you to where everybody just looks at you in a weird way, or they may look at you in a very strange, mysterious way. It's because you don't fit in with nobody else. But yet the way that these individuals are manipulating the situation, as if they're trying to outcast you, as if you're different than everybody else. This give me the vibes of, it's not a racial discrimination type situation, but with the things that are being done, that comes across as that. But yeah, that's within your own race of people. But when it comes to the opposite, they support you rather than your own race of people. Especially with the ones that was involved with this situation. But it's going to come across as if it's a racial discrimination. But within the same race that's been doing this to you, it's not that, but it comes across as that. First off, these individuals don't even understand how the spiritual world works, because you're not identified by the damn body to start with. What the fuck is this? What is this? What's the sunglasses? What's the hair? This ain't got a damn thing to do with your spirit. Nothing. They just wanted to do this to you because you could be known as a social media influencer. Some of you could be very well known over TikTok. Get something very significant about TikTok. But yet these individuals are around the clock, TikToking. You got them doing something around the clock to manipulate something in order to try to bring you a betrayal. But what it's doing is exposing the misinformation and exposing exactly who is behind this world reverse energy. That has been the main one betraying you with other people. Because in reality, they don't support you. They do not support you. It's obvious these individuals don't like what you're doing, or there may be one person that don't like what you're doing, and they're trying to get everybody else to manipulate everybody else into getting them to not like what you're doing. So in reality, it's coming across as a heavy oppressive energy. A lot of oppressive energy here. Yeah, this person definitely does not support you. But you have other people that do. You also have somebody right here that's separating themselves from this energy right here. There's a separation like this, like that. I'm going to tell you why. 'Cause somebody sees who somebody is, that's why. This could have something in regards to authority. King of Swords is authority. So you have this right here. They're on this person's side, the Six of Wands energy. The person that is successful. And on the side, this King of Swords is the Ten of Swords. So this person right here has knowledge and has evidence on someone's betrayal and knows someone is manipulating the cycle deliberately. And they're separating themselves from this energy. Hey, is the sound quality on the live stream good or no? And then you have the Five of Swords in reverse at the bottom. Hold on. So yeah, you have the Five of Swords in reverse at the bottom. So that means that there's some type of resolution with a conflicting situation. This individual also try to use your energy against you. They try to get you to be an enemy to yourself energetically and spiritually. As I'm saying that, they got a boat pulling in. So that right there is going to be a confirmation that you're moving on to calmer waters. You could care less about what this individual got to say, or who they partnering up with, or who they sitting there being buddy-buddy with, and also on the explicit level, because that's another thing that was being done. Some of you, this person could have been doing things with other people while you was on some type of social media platform. This could also represent live streaming with the Six of Wands. And it's like this individual behind the scenes doing something explicit with other people that they try to get to manipulate a situation or to try to get them to not like you. Some of you out there are well aware of that, and you could be doing this, giving them a thumbs up. Because you could care less what this individual is doing. You know exactly what they're about. But I'm going to tell you right now, if this individual was to find out about you being with somebody, or somebody loving on you and being passionate with you, it's what piss this individual off. Because that's where this is headed to. That's exactly where this is headed to. You about to have a lot of individuals. You may not have a lot of lovers like that, but you're going to end up with somebody that's going to be greatly supportive of you. That's going to sit there and provide level, a certain level of protection upon you. And to make sure that you're secure. There's also a lot of wealth here, too, with the Six of Pentacles. There's someone that's in the energy that will make sure that you have a warm plate of food. You have a cozy place to stay. It's like some of you out there are a hard worker, but yet with this energy right here, you could just lay back. Yeah, you could definitely lay back when it comes to this energy. There's a nurture and cater energy here. And there's another energy that's intimidated by that energy. Because they don't know how to be nurtured. Like, they're not nurturing. They're the opposite of nurturing. They're a troublemaker. And for some of you out there, if you may be a masculine that may be in a situation where you're successful, you're not going to put up with this low vibrational energy. Some of you out there are in the energy to where if somebody was to screw you over, you wouldn't be affected by it. Because you already know what it is. You're already living in reality. You've been through plenty of situations that has done that to you. So you already know what it is. Somebody could sit there and cheat right there in front of your face. What's that going to do to you? Nothing. Because that's not your person to start with. They belong to everybody else. A loyal person is going to be a loyal person. You cannot turn somebody like that into a loyal person. And some of you have enough awareness of your surroundings. You have enough intuitive intelligence and a lot of intuition when it comes to a situation. Some of you can also be a Queen of Cups. You have a very strong level of intuition that lets you know that, hey, this person ain't meant to be trusted, so they're not going to have the chance to even screw you over. And to this other energy that thinks that they could go out there and bounce around and do all this, and you think you're affecting this person by sitting there screwing with these individuals or having some type of explicit, passionate connections, and all to think that you're getting somewhere with a situation, you're really looking stupid. Because all you're doing is wasting your time, you're wasting your energy, and you're making these individuals look incredibly weak and hungry for attention. Because I'm going to tell you where the strength is. Somebody that is celibate, that don't give themselves up that easily. And that's who this individual is right here. This is an energy. This is not just one person, this is an energy. But you also have an authoritative energy that's coming through very heavily. This is not just focused on one person. This is the energy that someone is in because of them being celibate. This is a celibate energy. Somebody could sit there and try to flaunt their looks, or to try to sit there and try to use their looks to manipulate this person is just going to be like, what is that? They don't entertain that low vibrational bullshit. Because you ain't bringing nothing to the table to start with. Where's looks going to get somebody? And if somebody thinks that dominance or strength comes from the outer exterior, bullshit. It comes from this right here, the mind. It comes from this right here, the heart and the soul. There's a few individuals that are waking up to that, what it looks like. By trying to control a situation, you're not dominant. By trying to excessively control how other people view somebody is the exact opposite of dominance. I'm going to tell you where true dominance comes from. Detachment. Not giving a fuck about what anybody else got to say about you out there. By sitting there and not trying to control a situation that is outside of your control. So even if you did try to control it, you still ain't going to be able to succeed with trying to control it. So what's the point in trying to control it to start with? That shit ain't happening. So if this individual or this energy thinks that they get somewhere is with, oh, well, they could be passionate with this one. While sitting there thinking about you and having a fun old time with these individuals while betraying you, and they think that this is getting them somewhere. It's like they think that this is going to get to you. But this individual is not your old lady or your old man. They're nobody to you. The only thing that they're doing is wasting their time, their energy, their resources, and every bit of their friendships that they once had, because these people are going to begin to see who this individual really is from the internal level. It's not from the external, it's from the internal level. This person will begin to lose friendships, and they have already lost some type of illusional competition. Because this individual that is in the Six of Wands energy is not competing for this person and don't give a single fuck about this individual. But this individual cares way too much about this individual's success, and they care way too much. This is what is going on. They care way too much about this individual's success. And they're spending way too much time at trying to prove as if this is not what they're affected by. Because they're not in the same position as them. So if this energy wants to go out there and have a fun old time with other people, and to sit there and be passionate and have passionate, intense connections on an X-rated level, tell them, go ahead. Go right ahead. If that's what they want to do, that's their reality. What does that have to do with you? I'm going to tell you what this individual is trying to project on you. They're trying to act like this is going to affect you. Oh, they could get all these people. They could have a fun time with them. And yet you're left being single. You don't want anybody. That's the thing. You don't want anybody. You're not desperate. You're not needy. What I channeled earlier, you know what a celibate person is? It means they respect themselves. They don't need the three-letter word. On that level, they don't need that. That right there is all about sacred energy. That's connected to your sacral chakra. Somebody that's an intuitive person or someone that respects themselves are not going to be going out there thinking that this makes them somebody, because it don't. When you could conceal that, when you could hold that back, bro, you're a powerful person. A monk will tell you that. That's why, that's another reason why these individuals, you tend to pull, you have this magnetic type of energy that just draws people in without even trying. I'm going to tell you what that is. If you're a masculine, that's that high level testosterone. Those feminists can sense that coming off you, bro, like heat. You don't have to sit there and walk in the room as and say, oh, yeah, well, look at me. It's a natural magnetic draw. You don't need to sit there and prove anything. You don't need to go up over there and pull them off to the side and have a conversation with them. They will come to you without you even trying. But some of you are not even in the energy to where you care about that. But this is the reality side of who this individual is. Now, for the ladies, you have high levels of estrogen, which is going to create this nurturing feminine energy that creates a magnetic draw toward you. This has the men gravitate toward your direction without even trying. I don't know if some of you out there has ever been told that you are nurturing, or there's something about your energy that's very healing. I mean, if this ain't a spiritual person, they may not tell you that, but you may be told very kind words. And some of these individuals genuinely mean that. This is only for the nurturers out there, the ones that are also in the celibate energy. There's a heavy celibate energy here. But this may seem as if it's not believable. But it is, because you already been through the stage of having fun and going to parties and all that. You don't want to be involved with that anymore. You had your fun. Now you just want to be at home and to relax. Some of you may not even get the energy to please yourself anymore. I'm not going to be too specific on details, but there's an energy to where they just want to stay at home. And if they want to have a good time, they'll be at their house. This goes for both the masculine and the feminine that's on the celibate level. They have them out there. It may not be believable. It may be hard to believe. There may be a lot of skeptical energy when it comes to that, but it's the truth. Some people out there, bro, outgrow that. They evolve. They know what kind of energy, they know what it is on a spiritual level, bro. If you really involve with somebody that you really don't know on a spiritual level, you are getting yourself involved with an energy that may not mix well with yours and may be bringing a lot of demonic attachments upon you. Somebody with a lot of mental and spiritual discipline will understand that. That's all about the conditioning of the spirit. Not just so the physical flesh. Anybody could go to the gym. It's about being up here and conditioning the mind and your soul. Because the minute you get in that energy to where, you just got this impulsive type of, you got to release energy. You gotta have the feel-good endorphins release. You can transmute that energy. You can hold on to that sacral energy and transmute that into something else that will bring the same good feel-good endorphins. Because that's basically all that this energy is when it comes to fling energy. That may feel awesome or amazing in a moment, but if you pay attention to how you feel afterwards, it's like a blah. That's a sign right there that's not really what's meant for you. And that feeling is not going to last, because I just got through identifying why it's not lasting. Because it's not legit. That was just a feel-good endorphin releasage. If that's even a word. It was a feel-good endorphin release to help balance some type of neurons out when it comes to a stressful situation. It's all about stressors, things that's being taken in a way to release the feel-good endorphins in order to release stress. But there's other ways to transmute that energy to release the same stress through different outlets. You don't have to go out there and say, let me get this energy. Let me go out there, let me get with this one. Let me go out there, let me get with that. You ain't got to do that bullshit. I just got the itch. I got the itch to go out there and do it. You can resolve and prohibit that itch by sitting there transmuting the fucking energy. You have to transmute energy. It's all about energy transmutation. I'm going to tell you how you do that. a bit of details on how to proceed with doing that. When you feel that feel good or that adrenaline and you feel that impulsiveness, come on, you redirect your attention. You redirect your attention. Your attention wants to go this way. As I say, no, you resist them. You resist temptation. No, no, no. You go this way. You tell yourself that. No. It's a no. Because that's temptation. That's the energy. That's a spirit of temptation. Someone has a spirit of temptation attached to them. And therefore, the more that they feed into that energy, the more that this spirit tends to grow. Therefore, it brings more problems, more temptation, more impulsiveness, more, oh, they got to get this, they got to have that. But that's the ego. That's an adrenaline rush to the ego. That's not what the spirit really wants. That's what that entity wants. The entity wants to siphon all that creative energy that could have been manifested off a simple no. Keep that in mind. It's a simple no. It's that easy. Even though temptation, some people may have a difficult time with fighting temptation, but they're not taking the steps to actually fight it. Therefore, that entity has this individual right where it wants them. That's what they're in reality are being dominated by, and they can't stand that. Because you, on the other hand, have control. You know how to control that entity. And with this person, they feel dominated by you without even trying, and they feel some type of connection towards you, and it's almost as giving the energy as if they want what they can't have. But the thing of it is, they're not used to working or developing a lot of character within themselves in order to get somebody that's healthy. And this entity is going to make sure that they mirror back who this individual is through other people. That's why they're not truly satisfied. Because after they have a good old time, this individual also loves to cheat. They get a thrill out of that. They get a thrill out of pissing people off, knowing that they're doing something secretive behind that person's back, just to get a reaction out of them and project this on other people. When somebody gets mad at the fact that this individual goes out there and does that, and this person sits there and argues with them, and sits there and accuses them, and they will sit there and gaslight all at the same time with knowing damn well they did do that. Even if they get caught in the act. This right here is all about that control energy. They feel like they're getting somewheres with that. And some people think that it's going to stop at that person. That's not the only person they did that with. That's not the first, and that's damn sure not the last. And this same energy that's been doing that wants to get with a celibate person. But yet, they're trying everything in their power to fool individuals as if they hate them. They just hate what they can't control. And they hate what they can't, they don't have the authority or the strength enough to heal within them. So yet this is their outlet as seeking all this validation and all these reactions from different people, but also trying to affect a celibate person, or could also be a spiritual person. Tries to get all this from other people that try to affect this individual, but yet all it's doing is affecting their reputation. It could be affecting how an authority figure is seeing them too, with a King of Swords. This individual is pushing more people away from them and pushing these individuals towards the one that is actually successful. Because at one time they could have been in the Six of Wands energy. But doing all this with other people, there's an authority figure that ain't taking that too lightly, and they're not enthused by what this individual is doing. They're not hating on this individual either. They just are not enthused what this individual has been doing. And they may end up telling about themselves. So if this individual wants to go out there and to project as if, oh, well, they could go out there and have a fun time with this one. They could go out there and use this one and have passionate times with this one. To be in the same room together, the same bedroom together, doing things behind closed doors. Sitting there doing all this while betraying an innocent person. That's not going to get the both of those individuals nowhere. You know what you tell them? Well, go ahead. Go right ahead. Because once again, that's not your reality. I'm going to tell you what's going to end up happening with that situation. They're going to turn against each other, and this person that is seeking all this validation is going to try to accuse this individual of doing something that they really didn't do. All because this individual feels that ain't none of this working. So they're going to try to manipulate things against that person and turn against one another and start fighting with each other. And yet, guess what's going to happen? They're going to move on to somebody else. This is a narcissist. Malevolent narcissist that's doing that. They think that they cool to do this with authority. But there's some authority that has their guard up as I say, They don't think they cute. They don't think they beautiful. They don't think none of that. They think very lowly of this individual. They don't respect this person either. Because they know everything of what this individual been doing. They know everything of what this fucking person been doing. King of Swords. And I'm getting a King of Swords about ready to confront this individual and hold them accountable. And possibly, if this is an authority figure that's been engaged in these type of activities, he's going to cut them loose. As I say, you can walk. You can walk. He ain't about to be having that inside of his organization. You and all the rest of them. King of Swords don't think that this is funny. Or some of you may be in a King of Swords' energy showing a lot of self-discipline and authority when it comes to a situation. Or some of you may be perceived as having authority over the situation. That means you have self-control. You have a lot of self-discipline. There's a King of Swords that could be observing something that you may have a lot of self-discipline, and there's a situation that is meant to cause a lot of harm and frustration. If some of you out there has ever gotten fed up with a situation, your frustrations have been validated and justified. There's a King of Swords somewhere that's not going to sit there and let somebody suffer a betrayal over somebody else's ego that's relentlessly getting hurt because of somebody's success. And yet this King of Swords got information on this individual manipulating something involving your love life to try to keep you single. This individual failed to realize that they may have been in the presence of this King of Swords while he was taking down some information in regards to you being done this way. He's sitting there seeing it for what it is, that this person got a problem. He ain't working with them. This King of Swords could feel bad, and if this authority figure, he don't want you to hate him or dislike him. It's like a calm energy, like, whoa, it's all right. It's all right. You possibly got a few of them in that energy, and they're completely distant from this other person. Whoever this individual is has been causing all this. Could have been some type of drama involving a smear campaign, regarding a social media group chat or something. But anyways, y'all, that's what I have for the read for today. King of Swords energy is coming through very heavily as observation and analyzation of what's been taking place. And this individual's connections has been observe, possibly. They like to use people to their advantage and all to try to have you hated on and having a good old time while doing it. He could have some information on prostitution with that Nine of Pentacles reverse. This person could be in violation of the P word. It's ocean, but price. Ocean. That's what all these individuals, they've been having a good old time with to betray somebody. The King of Swords got the information. He could be getting about ready to tell this individual to walk. Don't ever come back there again. This is what they want to do. They have a certain industry that this individual can get involved in. This ain't the place to be doing that type of shit. And you gonna have all the fun you want. They gonna be up in his building. Eight of Cups. Magician. Oh, so some of you out there taking your power back. Look. You know what I'm saying? You taking your you taking your power back, ain't you? With the Magician card. Gemini or Virgo energy. Some of you could be a Gemini or a Virgo. Look, Five of Swords reverse again. The Six of Wands coming up again in the upright position. The Empress reverse. Yeah, this person's about to get told that they got to walk, bro. They're going to be held accountable and they're going to be told they got to walk. They don't see this coming. The Hierophant, Taurus energy. Two of Pentacles reverse. Oh, the Tower. This person's about to get confronted because of doing something involving trying to get in the way of your success. King of Pentacles. Seven of Cups reverse. The Judgment reverse. This is all about false allegations. The Two of Cups. Five of Wands. King of Wands. And the Two of Wands energy. I just felt an uncomfortable feeling right here, intuitively. Why was that? Clarify that. Because of the Knight of Wands. Okay, so some of you out there may need to protect your energy. Yeah, you may need to protect your energy because there's a lot of, there's some foul stuff going on here, bro, with this situation with the Five of Swords reverse and the Five of Wands. This is all about protecting your energy. The Hermit reverse. Some of you may be a Virgo that needs to protect your energy. You could be an older man that could be a Virgo, don't have to be. There's an elderly energy that's coming through the cards. Ten of Swords. There's a heavy elderly energy that's coming through the cards very heavily. This could be an elderly person that may be an authority figure that may be, I say elderly, but he could be like in his mid-50s or he'd be around the age of 53, 54. You can have like white hair or salt and pepper hair. Somebody's being guided to protect their energy. King of Swords again. So the closing message is the Six of Wands energy. This person don't realize that these false allegations that was made against you is going to have something thrown out of a situation and have this individual exposed with everybody else that's connected to it. So once again, let this individual keep on doing what they doing. That ain't doing a damn thing to you and not doing nothing for your reality, but it's going to end up to facing some type of public humiliation and culprits being held accountable and told that they got to walk. So this going to go in your favor. Something's going to go in your favor when it comes to some type of recognition or success. Some of you could have taken your power back. There's people also in the authority that's ignoring some type of false allegations. So people are finally in the energy to ignore something that continuously keeps on being done to you. Because in reality, this is who you are. Let's go ahead and cleanse the energy. But anyways, this is what I have for the reading for today. This will not resonate with everybody. You have to keep that in mind. This will not resonate with everybody. But the main energy I'm getting from this reading is you having a lot of success and being able to overcome some illusional obstacles that was meant to try to put some type of road blockages in your way. That's mainly what I'm getting out of this reading. But anyways, I do have a donations link in the description box below. And I will see y'all some other time. Keep in mind, this will not resonate with all of y'all. Some of you could be a Scorpio, a Virgo, a Gemini, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio. Heavy on the Gemini, Virgo energy, very heavily. And that's what I have for the reading. So anyways, till next time, if y'all want to leave any donations, once again, the donations link is in the description box below. Peace.